What's going on there guys, CG Gaming here, bringing you another Destiny 2 weapon review. Today we're going to be looking at the exotic sniper known as the Darci and how with the recent update it's changed from one of the worst exotics out there to one of the best. With the release of the Warmind DLC, a bunch of exotics have been completely reworked and or massively buffed, and thankfully the Darci was not forgotten about. We're going to go over the new changes and explain why it's an absolute powerhouse weapon right now. Bungie officially released their news update on the 8th of May for patch 1.2.0, listing the exotic changes, and they bullet pointed these 4 points that made the gun an absolute game changer. Reduced flinch, reduced zoom on scope, increased precision damage to locked on targets up to 4 times, and increased aim assist. All positives, no negatives. Alright, so reduced flinch, it's not really the best stat that was improved, but it still helps slightly. I still find that there's a fair amount of flinch though, which of course is needed for balance and for obvious reasons, but it does help when you're trying to get in those precision hits on a boss fight and you've got a bunch of enemies that are shooting at you. Reduced zoom on scope. Now, I barely used the Darci before the buff, so I can't exactly remember how far it used to actually zoom in, but apparently it zoomed in a bit too far, which didn't help when aiming. It's now actually been reduced to a perfect range, which will help make aiming a lot easier. And now for the Mac Daddy change for this gun. Increase precision damage to locked on targets up to 4 times. This is the one single change that has moved this gun from not to hot. It does exactly what it says in the tin. Once you look down the scope and the personal assistant box lights up when you've got an enemy in your crosshairs, that shows that it's locked on, and when you pull back that trigger and get in those precision hits, bam, you're going to see some big yellow numbers up on your screen. On the downside, if it's not a precision hit, then the damage itself is actually quite poor for a sniper rifle. This is a headshot only gun in my eyes. Now, PvE is really where the gun shines, especially in events like the Nightfall, Raid and Heroic Strikes. Getting in those precision hits on boss battles absolutely melts them. For example, using this weapon against the last boss in the inverted Spire Strike, you can usually wipe him out by the second stage, sometimes even the first, if everyone's using the gun and they all get their precision hits in pretty quickly. This gun is also pretty damn stable itself, so it helps in getting in those crits hits. But to make this stat even better, Bungie decided for its Masterwork edition to have an additional 20 stability. You heard me right, 20 stability in its stat, which is bloody amazing. You can get the Masterwork Catalyst as a random drop from killing any enemies, so it's pretty easy but a random one to get. Once you have the Catalyst, you need to get 300 precision hits to fully upgrade it, which is just totally worth it. Now on to PvP. You don't see too many people running around with the Darci equipped in the Crucible, and there's a reason for that. It really isn't a great gun for PvP. The time it takes to go to ADS feels so long that I reckon even my grandma is quicker at picking up a sniper and looking down the scope. It does the job though. Getting in sniper headshots is an instant kill, but you can get that with any legendary sniper, and ones that have quicker ADS as well, like the Raid Sniper, the Alone as a God, that has such a quick ADS that I would pick that over the Darci for PvP any day of the week. The main problem with it in PvP is the fact that it's hard to take advantage of its core perk. You've got to be quick with a snipe, and waiting for that light indicator to light up in PvP is just too long to be able to make any use of it, which again is pointless for extra damage as a headshot is an instant kill. It may be worth it against supers if you're good at sniping though, but personally for me, I'm not great with a sniper rifle in the Crucible, so I'll probably just be sticking with rocket launchers and shotguns. Like I said before, this gun is an absolute boss melter in PvE, and the only gun that really competes against it is the Sleeper's Simulant. Even then, the Darci, if used properly, completely annihilates what the Sleeper's top DPS can put out. The problem with the Sleeper's Simulant only has 8 rounds, while the Darci can get up to 23. The advantage of the Sleeper's Simulant is that it's a lot easier to aim with over the Darci, so it's one of those guns that you can easily pick up, use it in strikes and melt bosses, but if you practice with the Darci, then I promise you, it will be more rewarding overall and do way more damage. Overall, I will say it again, this gun is an absolute boss melter. I highly recommend practicing with it and using it in majority of PvE content on the game. I've always got the Darci on my character and always switch to it when I'm jumping into a strike, nightfall or a raid, but keep clear of it in PvP or use another faster ADS sniper or just a completely different gun type. But what do you guys think? Do you prefer to use the Darci over the Sleeper's Simulant, or have you been completely staying clear of both weapons and using something completely different? Let me know in the comments down below. Well, that's it from me today. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, I would appreciate it if you could hit that like button just below this video. And while you're down there, you may as well just hit that subscribe button to show your support and turn on notifications to keep up to date with all my latest videos. Alright guys, have an awesome day and I'll catch you all in the next video.